We drive you from us, whoever you may be, unclean spirits, all satanic powers, all infernal invaders, all wicked legions, assemblies, and sects. In the name and by the power of our Lord Jesus Christ, may you be snatched away and driven from the church of God, from the souls made to the image and likeness of God and redeemed by the precious blood of your Lamb.
If there's one thing we can say about the belief in demons and demonology, it is, beyond doubt, a universal belief. There is not a single tribe or culture anywhere on earth that has not, at least in the past, given sizable cultural credence to the concept of such non-human intelligence, which is often malevolent to humanity and which exists within an invisible world just outside the five sense perceptions of human beings. However, when it suits these entities, and when they are summoned by willing humans, the demons and similar entities can be transported over into our own reality. A possessed individual may suddenly, in a type of trance, voice statements of astonishing venom and contempt for religion, while understanding and speaking various foreign languages previously unknown to them. The subject might also exhibit enormous physical strength, and even in some cases, the phenomena of actual levitation. He or she may demonstrate hidden knowledge of all sorts, like how a stranger's loved ones died, where treasure is buried, or what secrets and very personal facts. In recent times, something truly remarkable has begun to take place. Medical professionals are coming forward in increasing numbers and openly admitting a great risk to both their standing and their careers, that in some small cases of undiagnosable mental illness, demonic possession is real. These medical professionals are not simply conveying mysterious behaviors in terms of metaphor, but rather are specifically making the clear distinction that the individuals under their care in these rare cases are very literally under the control of a demon or a demonic force.
This demonic sounding voice came out of her. She spoke multiple languages. She rose out of her chair. They were trying to hold her down. Otherwise, they said she would have risen to the ceiling. And we all have to be open to considering that there's something more here.
Did you interview the people who claim to have seen the boy walking backwards up the wall?
I interviewed the registered nurse who witnessed or says he witnessed the boy walking backward up the wall. I did not interview the Department of Child Services caseworker. However, I had her report from that incident.
And did she claim to see it as well?
She claimed to see it as well, yes.
There are different creation stories about them and how they came into being, but the stories all point to them having rulership over the planet, and that they had a fall from grace, so to speak, depending upon which story. They either got too arrogant and God didn't like it, so he started banishing them, or they came into direct conflict with God over human beings. Well, you can make a very good case for the jinn being the watchers, those who are set over humanity to monitor them. They leave their posts, cohabit with women, spread forbidden knowledge, and what comes of that? The Nephilim. They're giants, they're cannibalistic. They take the life force. They spread corruption and chaos.
So demons are second generation divine beings. First Enoch says this, 15:8-10. And now the giants who are produced from the spirits and flesh shall be called evil spirits upon the earth. And on the earth shall be their dwelling. Evil spirits have proceeded from their bodies. They died, we got these evil spirits. Because they are born from men and from holy watchers. So they're half men, half God. In the beginning and primal origin, they shall be evil spirits on the earth, and evil spirits they shall be called. So these spirits that were once in bodily form in the Nephilim are again trying to seek a body, and that's why we have all this demon possession in the New Testament. We had a body, we want a body.
Negative emotions, fear, anger, deep depression, sorrow, these generate a lot of intense, from a subtle energy perspective, a lot of intense kinds of energies that seem to be preferable to them. So, you know, you were referencing drugs, alcohol, bad health. When people get to be vulnerable in any kind of way, it makes them easier prey for any kind of parasitic entity. The jinn are considered to be masterful shapeshifters, taking any shape they want, including human form. And when they appear even as shadow people, they have a tangible, three-dimensional look to them, and people can even feel them, like if the shadow person starts attacking them.
Beat up by invisible forces. She would even have these bruises spontaneously appear.
I've had stories of people feeling like they were having their soul essence attempted to be removed, literally be sucked out from them. The jinn like to disturb us with different forms. So mysterious creatures, for example, could be a good example of that. The animal that is too many components of different kinds of animals, or half human, half animal. When they appear in human form, they might be incredibly beautiful if they want to seduce you, or they might be hideous and ugly if they want to terrify you. And sometimes it starts out as one and then goes into the other. Now, instead of having fairies, for example, which many of our ancestors were terrified of, and many fairies were known to be quite hostile to people, we now have aliens from space, because we are now a high-tech society. We're not rural agrarian anymore. So the argument can be made that there's like an Oz behind the curtain.
The black-eyed children are said to be paranormal creatures that resemble children and appear to be between the ages of 6 and 16 depending on who they encounter. No one knows where they come from and how they appear, but people report being left terrified after encountering these beings. Over the years, people have come up with various theories as to what these beings are. Some believe that they are extraterrestrials, while others believe them to be demonic in nature and seek to cause harm to those who grant them entry. What is fascinating about these encounters is that the reports people make are extremely similar. All witnesses state that their eyes are jet black, they have very pale skin, and once in close proximity, individuals have an overwhelming uneasy feeling about the situation.
all of a sudden there's this very sharp rap at the door. And it startled me. I look over, and there's two young men standing outside. Chad is my best friend. He has a background in psychiatry.
He called me and he was genuinely scared. I have never heard him scared at all, ever. Certainly not like this.
Oh, if you had let them in the car, you'd be dead now.
When the gates of hell are opened by men who play God, interdimensional beings will be given free passage and emerge from the portal. CERN's Chief Executive Officer, Rolf Dieter Hoyer, described it as breaking through a wall. His Director of Research, Sergio Bertolucci, said that once this door has been opened, something may well come out of it.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want.
You know, one of the terrible features of the judgment at the end of the world is going to be that new demons are going to be let out of the bottomless pit.
Everything, every nightmare, every theory that you hear, whether it's a Bigfoot, whether it's a dog man, you hear about the Nephilim giants, it's literally going to materialize and manifest right before your eyes.
Now reports say there are plans to train even more priests after a threefold increase in the demand for exorcisms in Italy alone, 500,000 per year.
Lampert says the demand for exorcisms is on the rise. At one time, the United States had 12 bishop-appointed exorcist priests. There's now 50 and counting.
The church venerates thee as her guardian and protector.
Paul said in 1 Timothy chapter 4, in the last times, some will depart from the faith, that's Christians, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons. And believe me, my dear brothers and sisters, there are a lot of different deceiving spirits with doctrines that are demonic, and they're very near to all of us. And behind every negative emotion and attitude, there is a corresponding demon. That doesn't mean you've got the demon, but that means that the demon's there trying to get you. For instance, you can get angry, and it's not a demon. It's just you. It's your flesh. But if you get angry and can't control yourself, and get angry when you don't want to get angry, that's a demon. And another thing about demons is they operate in gangs. When one gets in, it opens the door for the next. And if you find certain demons, you can always look for their friends. Jesus really loves you. But the devil will do his best to convince you it's true of everybody else but not you.
Can a Christian be demon-possessed? No. To be demon-possessed would mean one is outside of Christ.